Hello, here's a short video voiceover log of my time living on a nature reserve, or at least a day of. So, for some context, I'm a residential volunteer at the bird observatory that's there, and that means I get to live in this little cabin that's on site. And I've been here for the past 4 months, and it's been great. At the moment it's the spring, and in the spring we're doing some daily bird point counts. So there's two routes. There's one that goes around this triangle, and then there's one that goes down the peninsula, which is the one that I am taking you on today. It takes kind of 4 or 5 hours of walking and counting birds at different intervals, but it's, yeah, a very scenic place, and it's very nice. You never know what is going to show up, and there's always something of interest, even if it's not a really rare bird. For example, we get these really big oyster catcher roosts on a high tide, and there can be like anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 birds all like lined up along the beach. And the photos kind of show it, but it's just a really impressive sight seeing that many birds in one place. This section here is just outside one of the point counts, and just in general we do these point counts as a way to have like a really consistent data set on what birds are about, because there's always someone around daily doing the peninsula one, and there's someone doing the triangle one. And because we set off at the same time, there's always someone doing it regardless of how many people are on site. It's this really good data set that they use. And we get to see some nice birds while doing it. Particularly the same few birds. I've seen this ream bunting quite a few times in the same spot, and you get used to them. And then we also get some rarer birds like this black redstart, which is just a beautiful looking bird. And a friendly little goldcrest was the highlight of this day that just, yeah, didn't seem bothered by the fact that I was there at all, which was lovely. And just like that, this is the final spot, the final point count location, which definitely didn't just take me 3 minutes, and was actually about a 2-hour walk. But I kept the highlights for you. It's a really scenic last spot. You get to look down kind of the peninsula with a lighthouse in the background and the VHS tower and loads of bushes and shrubbery for the birds and all sorts. And then the other direction is the very end of the peninsula. You're surrounded by water. And off I go into the distance. No, there's literally just a beach around there. And that's it. And then it's kind of the way back. I tend to sit for a little bit, something to eat, something to drink, and then it's the kind of 2-hour walk back. Kind of still looking out for birds. There was this really lovely short-eared owl out in the daylight that I encountered on my way back, and it just came straight towards me, which ended in a very nice photo. And then in the afternoon we have some more general tasks. It's not just all watching birds for the full day, as nice as that would be. It's usually kind of habitat management or site management things. Today's afternoon task was cutting the grass around some of the newly planted trees that we put there in the winter. And we were also testing for the first time if we could pump water onto one of the fields that we own, just to make some better habitat for wading birds over the springtime. And then the evening's very chill. We just spend it gathering our notes for the bird log, which we submit every day, and just making food, hanging out in the observatory or in the cabin. There's 4 of us that live together at the moment in the spring, and there were 2 of us in the winter. This was a particularly productive night for me. I decided to try concept and art piece that I've been wanting to make for a while. It's a view from just outside the cabin. And this was the process. I didn't do this all in one day. This is over the span of about a week, but I thought I'd just include it as a little extra. And yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was a fun little insight into something you might not have considered before. And yeah, feel free to leave any comments or anything if you'd like to know more, or let me know if you'd like another maybe more long-winded video of my like entire stay here. It's been about 5 months total as I'm recording this, so yeah, I've got a lot to share if that is something that you would like. But thank you for watching. I hope you're doing great, and hopefully talk to you soon. Bye.